Passion our purpose, profit our pain. I don't want my name to ever be in vain. A life full of substance is the only thing that will remain the same. Millennial Thoughts. Welcome back to Millennial Thoughts Pod with your girl Alicia. Today we are going to have a special guest, Dewan, come and talk about running for candidacy for the November election. But make sure you follow us on Instagram to know about future episodes and leave us a review and rate on your favorite Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to us at. And just join the conversation, listen, and be able to also understand what's going on in this climate right now so that we can do better when it comes to voting in November and in June for the rest of the month. So, hey, Dewan, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I want to thank you for coming on the podcast episode to just share a little bit about your journey and wanting to run for an office, one of the biggest basically offices I think, and just to be able to share how millennials can get involved, how they can know about things and different stuff like that. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And I appreciate you asking me to come on because, this is what I love to do, just spreading positivity and letting young folks know they can do anything they put their minds to. So,
Mm-hmm. So my first thing is, well, first tell them what you're running for, and I guess like why you are wanting to do it now. A little bit of background about that.
definitely. So, yeah, I'm running for mayor of my hometown of Paducah, Kentucky. I decided to run because, I saw we needed a change. And, you know, I thought, why not me? I have a platform right now from my celebrity interviews because that's kind of my background where I do film and things like that. So I was like, I have a small platform here. So why not make that bigger and, use my platform to speak positivity and unity and, just bringing the community together and speaking out on things that I think need to be changed. Because at the end of the day, my voice will be heard and I will be speaking for the people of Paducah.
Mm-hmm. Are you the youngest one running?
Yeah, I am. I'm the youngest candidate running at 22. I was 21 when I first started, but I had a birthday last month. But yeah, I am the youngest. And if I do win, I will be the youngest mayor in Kentucky history. And I think if my my fact checking does me right, I'll be the youngest black mayor in the United States if I do win.
What? Oh my gosh! Think about how much history that could make. That's so dope,
Definitely.
honestly. So what things I feel like you said you want to use your platform because you already feel like you have a base, you already feel like you have your voice in for said things, and I'm not necessarily familiar with Paducah, so I'm
Hmm.
not going to try to figure that out. Uh, but I am in also another small town too. So what are some things that you would like to change if you were able to get in that role
Yeah,
as
so
a young millennial
definitely.
Gen Z?
So yeah, first and foremost, I want to fix the budget of our city because they're spending a little bit more, well, a lot more than they're making each year. And also the roads and the sewer in our city is a big thing that the community has, cried out about, but nothing has really been done to fix that, especially in the poorer communities of Paducah.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as that, I just want to bring tourism, more revenue to our city because, Paducah right now is known as the quilt city of America, basically. But I believe we're more than a river and a quilt city. We have so much potential and so much talent here and so many possibilities to bring in tourism, to bring in people, to bring in new businesses, to bring in festivities, festivals, events, and everything like that. So I just want to, my slogan in the beginning was put Paducah on the map again. So I just want to, make Paducah the greatest city it can be because as a millennial, as a young person, I can see where the world is going and I can see what advances a city may need for the youth to advance and for the city to progress. So I think with that mindset coming in, I have a advantage over my opponents who are older than me. With the incumbent being she's in her 30s, so she's the youngest mayor Paducah's ever had so far. So she has been
Mm-hmm.
sort of progressive, but some people have not agreed with her leadership and some of the things that have been going on here. And then my other opponents, they're much older than me, so they may have great leadership skills, but they can't see what a millennial or a young person may be able to see, especially with us growing up and everything going on right now. Like the world is a revolution going on, here today. So I think that's yeah. I hope I answered that question. I got off on a little tangent there.
No, no, you're fine. You're fine. I can let you talk. But I did want to bring up a point because there's two things that are really happening right now, and how you're saying that you would be like the youngest black mayor in the world, or maybe or even in Kentucky.
Mhm,
Like thinking about that and what's going on. Like this is a pandemic, COVID's going on. Thinking about that and how you reach out, and then also like this Black Lives Matter thing, and then the police and stuff like that. So as a black person running for the candidacy, and as a person who sees what's going on, and you're on social media, you see things,
mhm,
or it could have happened to you in general, because that's really what we're fighting about, is the police like brutality and stuff.
mhm,
How has that impacted your running, like
mhm.
you running in this race, or how do you think that it will impact it maybe later? Like what are some things that you think could maybe happen
Yeah.
from this?
So, one thing I can say, I'm grateful for the Paducah Police Department because they are at the top of the line when it comes to police officers. We may have mishaps here and there, but at the end of the day, the PPD is strict on who they hire and they're strict on discipline and conduct. And
Okay, that's good.
so yeah, and actually they've been so helpful when I hosted a protest or co-coordinated a protest here Sunday that made national news. It was on CNN. They covered it shortly. The Paducah police were so helpful. They blocked the streets and they've continued to help the community with other protests that have went on here. So I think our police department is setting an example that the rest of the United States kind of needs to follow.
Oh yeah, I did see that that you were doing a protest. So the police was like really helpful in that. I didn't
Oh
see that
yeah,
was on CNN because I don't really watch the news like that.
yeah,
But
mhm,
everything's going on. But that's good.
mhm.
Like it was, you were able to basically like put Paducah online. You put Paducah on the map.
Yeah.
That's good too, because as I've been reading now, like learning about police and stuff like that, I heard like they do like a 6-month academy or something like that. But lawyers do. And so I feel like it's also too educating and understanding that it's like people need to be held accountable for their actions. Not that we're saying like all police are bad. Where I'm not saying all police are bad. I mean, some people they have their own opinions.
Hmm.
But that's a whole nother story for another day. But I was just I like that, and seeing that they're progressive and they want to help you all
Hmm.
with what's going on in this city and in this climate. So within that, so that's the Black Lives Matter with COVID. I guess like what do you see going on with that? Like, do you feel like that's going to hinder the election process? Like people going to the polls and voting, like even you being able to have your platform to reach out to connect with people. Like people are so scared to like go places or do different
Hmm.
things.
Well, yeah, I can say that I think COVID-19 has been a blessing as well because that's allowed me to really market and use my platform even better because social media is the future. So with everybody
Mm-hmm.
being home during this time, I've been able to market and, put out ads and everything to
Oh, okay.
Facebook. So so many people that I normally wouldn't have been able to reach because they would have been at work, they would have been out, they wouldn't have been on their phones. So I think COVID has been great. And when it comes to the election time, as long as they don't cancel or push back, because they've been saying a second wave may come. But as long as the
Mm-hmm.
November election goes well and people are able to go and vote, I think that COVID-19 really won't affect that. So I think it's actually benefited me more than it could ever hinder me.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. And when did you decide that you were going to run for mayor?
Mhm. Yeah, so I actually thought about it in the winter time, but I didn't officially, file my declaration of intent to be a writing candidate until May the 1st, and then I announced on May the 4th.
Oh, okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, so you're like so people like will have to like write your name in and stuff
Yeah,
like that. That's what you're talking about.
because how Paducah runs, they have a primary, and some cities don't, some cities do. So if I was going to be on the ballot, I would have to submit it in January. But it was pretty strategic in what I did that, how I did that, because now I don't have to worry about being voted out during the primary, while my other opponents will. And then I can just focus all my energy on making sure that people know to write in my name this November. Because I've had so much support, and it's amazing the amount of people that I know will be voting for me in our little small town.
Oh, because before, if they would have did in January, are you talking about the knockout that happens like when they vote for the primaries? That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
so in January they
Oh.
you had to submit your name to be in the ballot, and then the primary is actually starting tomorrow. They're doing like write-ins for the whole month. It's something that they're doing this month, and that'll dwindle it down to two candidates that'll be on the ballot, and then people will be able to write in my name. So I'll only be going against two people rather than the three that are currently on there.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Hmm.
And then in November, then they can just like write your name
Yes. Uh-huh.
in there. Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. And so, how were you able to gain that support? Like you said that you have a lot of support. People will be voting for you and everything like that. How do you think that you were able to gain that much support in such like, I guess, a quick time or like a quick runaround with your idea of running for mayor?
Yeah, I mean, first I got to give honor to God with that because He's blessed me in this whole journey that I'm on right now. But I can say that I guess I've really, because I speak from my heart, and it's not just some political, mess that some people may be on. Like I'm speaking truth and I'm speaking from my heart, and I believe that people are seeing that and it's resonating with them. That I'm really talking about what I want. And I do know that, a lot of people in our city want to see change. They want to see, progression and they want to see a young, fresh mind in office, which many people have told me. Even, elderly citizens have said we need a fresh new mind in office. So that was kind of going to be my biggest hurdle because the population of Paducah is about 70 something percent Caucasian, and the other 20 so percent is African American. So when I saw that I'm getting the support of the Caucasian community here, that really showed me that they really like what I'm saying and they truly support me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. It's like 70% Caucasian
Yeah, I do
and
know the exacts,
30%.
but I can't think of it
Okay.
right now.
Oh no, it's fine. I didn't even want the exact. I'm just like, dang, 70%. Well, we are in Kentucky,
Right.
so that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised, but I went to U of L, of course.
Hmm.
That's how I know you from U of L. And I know a lot of people. Some people they do come from Paducah. The old people I knew was black, so that's why I
Hmm.
guess I was
Yeah, it's
thinking about
you
that.
know
But
those numbers are odd because going out in Paducah, you wouldn't think that. I don't think because it's super diverse here. So I really don't get how those numbers are like that either. But because it really doesn't seem
mm,
like it when you're out in the city.
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. And
Mhm.
you were born and raised in
Oh
Paducah.
yeah, all my life.
and, and so we're going to project that you are going to be mayor,
Mhm.
so when you do become mayor, like are you looking to like go further the I guess up the chain, or like do you like the idea of just like working in smaller government mayor
Yeah.
like in the city, or how's that work?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'll just let God lead me on whatever path He has set for me. But people have said, I can do governor, I can do, and maybe even president one day. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, deny doing that because why not? Like I said, with this, like I'm able to do it. Why not do it? Even if I wasn't to win governor or president, as long as I could use my platform to speak on the things that the people want to be said by a leader, then I'm doing my job right
Mm-hmm.
there.
Oh, within that, yeah, I see what you're
Hmm.
saying. And how do you feel like, I guess how would you feel, or how would you think about making history as like the first like youngest black mayor in Kentucky? Like, and going forward and being like so young, I guess how would you handle that? Because I see that you do have a lot of support. That's what you're saying. I know that people like sometimes they don't support because people are younger. Like it's like a turnoff. It's like people are young, like older people, I guess, depending on what generation, like baby boomers,
Yeah.
whatever, like Gen Y, whatever. Like some people like don't like that. They're like, they're young. Like they're like, they just graduated. Like what? They're only 20. Like, like how do you handle that, or have you even received any of that?
Yeah, I mean, I have, and that was at the beginning before I started really putting out, my background because I've managed, in my past, I've always had supervisor and management positions from the age of 17, where I was a supervisor with CSC Louisville. I was managing over 500,000 guests and staff at the many major events that I was supervising. When I was working with Body Armor Sports Drink, I managed over $2.5 million in sales over my time with them. My own business. I own
Mm-hmm.
my own business, Louisville Exclusive LLC, where I handled national contracts and dealt with fashion modeling and things like logistics of events like that. And then as well as my military background, where I've served 5+ years in the Army National Guard, and getting discharged honorably from that. So some people have said that I've lived 100 lives in my short 22 years. So I think once
Mm-hmm.
that information started coming out, people kind of they didn't have much footing to say, well, he's too young, because I've probably done a lot more than
Mm.
some of my naysayers have done in their lives. So
Yeah, because of your
yeah.
experience, and yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, and so within that, becoming a mayor, what, I guess, like, what is your ultimate goal? Like, say, like, I might sound dumb. Like, I might sound dumb when I'm saying this, but like, how long is the term for mayor?
It's 4 years
I,
here in Paducah, so it's,
4 years. Okay.
I know
I
these.
don't know if it's different other places, or I think it is.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I know
Something
it's
was 2 years. Something was 4 years. So.
it's different. These local officers are so different. Like that's why I'm learning so much, getting into it as well.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't want to start done, but I forgot. But so, like, when you become mayor, like after your 4 years, like, what do you want people to like remember you as?
I hope they just remember the progression that was brought to the city, and the unity, the diversity, and like I said, the progression. I want them to remember that, I don't want them to really remember me or the things I did. I just want them to see the results of what I did, and see that for
Mhm.
their future generations. Just so they know that, I want them to know that the progression is here, and the good things and all that positive stuff.
Okay, then that's good. I like that. I like that. Just like ending on like a good note, like you can progress and stuff like that. You can move forward and different things like that. I feel that one. Well, I want to thank you for coming on here and doing this with me. Do you have any last minute thoughts, any suggestions, any tips that you want to tell people, or if they want to run for mayor, what maybe they should do clearly next 4 years? I don't know
Yeah,
the political scene like that, but
definitely.
anything for future people.
Yeah, just to everyone out there, you can do anything I'm doing right now as long as you have the heart, mind, dedication, and faith to do so. What I'm doing is not impossible for anybody else. You just have to go out there, research what to do, because they try to make it a maze figuring out how to run for office. But once you figure that stuff out, which isn't too hard, just do it. At the end of the day, just do it. You
Mhm.
don't have nothing to lose running for office. As long as you have the right intentions and the right heart and mind, just positivity is going to come out of it. But I will say that running for office, just for a local office like this, it takes money. Finances is the biggest thing when it comes to this, and trying to get donations is a big thing running for office, because promotional materials and all that stuff costs. So, yeah, I think that's my best advice
Oh,
for
that's
anybody.
good.
Hmm.
Do you have any I said that's good. I wouldn't even think about financial
Hmm.
costs or whatever. Like, so do you have any tips? I don't know, like they do fundraisers, or like you do campaigns, like you just get people to donate money to
Yeah.
you,
So
so that you can.
Yeah, so like me, I have a GoFundMe, and I have a merchandise shop. So the GoFundMe is gofundme.com/Dewan. And then I have a merchandising shop, which is shop.spreadshirt.com/Dewan Thomas, where I made my own merchandise, my branded shirts. Um, and just
Mhm.
asking people, you just got to ask people. You can't be afraid to ask, because the only thing they can say is no, or they can either say yes
Right.
or no. So at the
I
end
know.
of the day, just ask
Okay.
people, set up those use the platforms that are available to us here in 2020. Like GoFundMe is amazing for
Mhm.
crowdfunding. So yeah, just
Mhm.
just do that, and it gets pretty simple.
Yes, so if y'all want to support him on his journey to becoming a mayor, the links will be in the description and y'all can go donate there. I want to say thank you and good luck on your run. I definitely have you on Facebook, so I definitely will be keeping in touch and seeing when you know. Well, guess I won't be able
Definitely.
to help you with the writing because I don't live in Paducah, but I'll share it as much as I can.
Definitely.
um,
Can I say, everybody can follow my journey on Facebook, Dewan Thomas for mayor of Paducah, or facebook.com/Dewan for mayor.
Tell them how to spell Dewan.
Yeah, it's Dujuan, and then Thomas, Thomas.
Yes, they can. So make sure y'all go support him. Yes, thank you so much. Glad that I could be a part of you helping getting your voice out there, and hopefully it all turns into your favor and you win. So yeah, thank you so much and good luck, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for listening to our episodes. If you would like to give more support, please follow us on Instagram at Millennial Thoughts Pod. Please leave a rating, a review on Apple, Google, wherever, and we would love to shout you all out for your support. Just send us a screenshot to Millennial Thoughts on Instagram, and you will be our listener shout out.